SIP, good evening. Audio video test, please. Thank you. Thank you. Just running between one and another thing, and I'm sorry I'm late again. I don't like to be late. Today is the topic, who gets enlightened? A very interesting subject on who gets enlightened. And my mobile phone. And the subject of this enlightenment is interesting because there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion as to who gets enlightened, and not many people realize whether it is the body, mind, ego, soul, Jivatma, who gets enlightened. And today we will discover this. Sip Ahem Atma, Sip Ahem, Sip Alak, Sip Anand ki Khoj, Sip Anil, Soni, Chotwani, and Atmanand, Sip Atmatre, Biko, Bliss, and Chidanand, Sip Gigi, Girishanand, Harshal, and Krishna, Sip Manoj, Paratiyama, Peter, Premchandji, Sip Pooja, Rajanand, Shivraj, Shrekha, Sip Rutanu, Sagai, Samatma, Siji, Sip Simi, Jyoti, Sonal, and Siri, Sip Sita, Siva, Soham, Sip Sridhar, Viresh, Ahem Brahma, Sukhi, Sundargiri, Shivoham. As the names are jumping and people are joining, it is a blessing that we are here on this call, and it's a blessing that that SIP has selected us to get enlightened and to become one with SIP. I must tell you, it gives me a great feeling of being humbled when SIP gives me a book. Today, SIP, I finished a book. And the book said, God, I want you. I love you. God, I want you. God, I love you. And God answers. And God answers. So that was the call. That was the beautiful book I finished. And why I'm sharing this with you is you're one of those lucky persons like me that SIP has chosen to be on this call. Otherwise, we can be just playing football. We can be playing football and we can be doing rock and roll, and we can be anywhere and everywhere. But very few people are blessed. And to me, it's a blessing to come on this call every day. On Friday, SIP has made it a habit that I talk on a topic for 30 minutes and then you ask questions for 30 minutes. And I'm happy to make this presentation. Who gets enlightened? So do you know the answer? Should we reverse the call today? Should we do you first ask here and then we do the presentation? What do you all feel? Should I talk first or you want to answer the question first? How should we go? Huh? Normal topic is on Friday, I speak. So I'm thinking. Anybody has any suggestions? Should I talk or you want to? Anybody wants to answer, raise your hand. So I know you're trying to answer this question. Okay, Ahem Atma. What Ahem Atma? Give Ahem Atma and will. Just whether you want me to talk first or you want to ask questions first. Ahem Atma and will.
Guruji, Krishnoham, I think it is better you speak first, Guruji. We will follow your footsteps. That is the thing, please.
Okay, thank you. What about God's will? God's will, what do you want to do? You want to speak first?
I think we all have the same answer. When I say an answer for myself, I think I speak for the group. There is no one there. There is no one to be enlightened, frankly. So this is the answer. But obviously you have more to say than that. I'm not saying anything that other people don't say and other people don't immediately think.
So I'm changing the pattern today. I'm not talking first. So I'm changing I'm a very innovative person. I am not a normal person. So let me ask you who gets enlightened. So Rashmi, Ashwin, Premchandji, and Shivoham. 30 minutes you speak, then I speak 30 minutes. Let's start. Rashmi, Who gets enlightened? Ashwin, who gets enlightened? And I will not give the answer till you finish 8:30. Yes, Rashmi.
Yes, Shivoham, Guruji.
Sure.
Shivoham, just I'm actually wondering, the connected means just right now in this moment, my consciousness is more important, and my energy, who is my energy, that is enlightened. And of course, just now, he said nobody's enlightened here except you. So
Why do you say nobody's enlightened here? Many people may be enlightened.
enlightened is for that phase and that time being. Not enlightened means not like complete.
You're saying nobody's fully enlightened.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So let's see
So
how it.
universal spirit, which is I have my universal spirit, that should enlighten,
Yeah.
not
What
my
is what
ego,
is
not
what
I.
is enlightened? Okay, what is enlightenment? First, let us understand a simple thing. Enlightenment is not a religious subject. Enlightenment is not about whether you are Hindu or Buddhist or Christian. No. Enlightenment means you switch on the light. Enlightenment means you realize the truth. Enlightenment means you become the happiest person in the world.
Yes,
Enlightenment means
yes,
you overcome ignorance.
yeah,
Enlightenment means self realization and God realization. So, this, of course, in the Zoom call is not meant for everybody. Zoom call is meant only for people who are highly awakened, people who are very intelligent. This Zoom call is very only for rare people to attend. Everybody is not meant to join this Zoom call because there are people who are 40 years, 60 years, 80 years who don't know. They don't know anything. Who am I? Why am I here? Is the body enlightened? Is the mind enlightened? Is the ego enlightened? Is the soul enlightened? Is the the human being enlightened? What is enlightenment? The world doesn't even
natural,
understand. Yeah.
natural state of being actually characterized by unconditional love and attached to universal spirit. This
Okay,
is the
good.
all. This is all theoretical. Practically, we are not all the time 24/7 is like that.
Okay, let's try to see. Let's look at everybody getting forward. Ashwin, Ashwin, who's enlightened? Ashwin.
Pranam Guruji. Well, actually, I raised my hand. I was one of the first ones to raise my hand so that I was going to say you should speak first. But since you asked me to speak first, and I had forgotten to lower my hand, I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, who's enlightened?
Well, first of all, enlightenment is not a journey outwards. It's a journey quiet undoing of all the clinging, etc. You remember you gave us those 4 doors. One day you talked about Viveka, Vairaga. Sorry, my
Yeah,
pronunciation is not
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That-
Vivek,
that-
Vairag, Shat, Shampat, Mumukshatva. Yes.
and those 4 doors. The person who has walked enlightenment, or who is enlightened, has walked through all these 4 doors and do not fear any of the doors opening. They would be able to walk through all those doors without any fear, and
But yeah,
would have
but the question,
attained consciousness as the highest level.
well, the question is who. So the person means the body. Who gets enlightened? Is it the body?
No, it's not the body. We know
Then
that
who?
I'm not the body.
Then who gets
That's
enlightened?
the person. That's the whole point. The person who is enlightened is highly, has attained highest level of consciousness and will
Yeah, but
not
the
will not
question, but the question you still need to think about is who gets enlightened. Is it Ashwin, the name? Is
no.
it your religion? Is it your occupation? Is it your relationship. Who is the one who gets enlightened?
Who actually, as Mahatma Gandhi ji says, the one who loses its way in service of others.
So who is that?
Well, you see, that's the whole point.
But I think this question came to me. One of you, in this call, we have people from America, Canada, Hong Kong, Dubai, UK, all over, from Kerala to Kanyakumari to Kashmir. All people in this call. We have people from all over the world in this call. But one of you asked this question few days back on who gets enlightened. I think Siva, I'm not sure who. And you triggered this question on a Friday Zoom. But Ashwin, let you hear me then after 8:30. It's a very interesting question. We have only 15 minutes. So I only want to ask all of you direct question. There's no discussion. Who gets enlightened? You should be able to answer in one word or one line. Premchandji, who gets enlightened?
Shivam Gurudev,
Shivoham, boliye.
when I disassociate with mind and body, he is united with self. So I is the enlightened.
So who is that I?
I,
Huh?
उसको वो I is enlightened when I disassociate himself with the body and mind. So he is united.
I-
He is united. I is united with self. So I is enlightened.
So I is a body or mind or ego
No,
or
I am
soul.
not body. I disassociate itself from the body and mind.
So who are okay? So who are you?
And his inclination is towards shift.
You are
What we are getting from you? I am shift. Who is shift? I am shift. So when I unite myself with shift, I am enlightened.
But
so I is enlightened.
Who is that?
आप बताइए फिर.
Who is that I? Am I sip? Am I soul? Who is that I?
I is simple, I is soul. So, but when he realizes, but when I realizes that I am safe. What we are repeating for the whole day, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. Who is safe? I am safe. But realization, ये तो अभी तो repetition है. As soon as I realize I am safe, I am enlightened. So I is enlightened.
ठीक है, ओके, आई नोटेड योर आंसर. आप तो बहुत एडवांस है, आप तो बहुत आगे बढ़ चुके हैं. 85 कितना है अब? उम्र क्या है आपकी?
85 plus.
85 प्लस. तो यू आर वेरी एडवांस. नमस्कार, लेट अदर्स स्पीक. थैंक यू.
अरे गुरुदेव ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा मत करो. गुरु इज गुरु, गुरु इज गुरु, गुरु इज गुरु, नथिंग एल्स.
थैंक यू प्रेमचंद जी. Thank you, Premchand ji. Shivoham, Aham Sip. Who is enlightened? Quick words.
Manji, the person who's attained self-realization and God-realization, who's living like a true yogi.
Who? Body, mind, ego, soul. Huh?
Self.
Self means what?
There's another word, I'm not getting it, sir.
Okay,
Jiva?
self. Okay, self is okay. Aham Sip. Thank you. We'll go a little fast. Aham Sip. I'm only asking simple question. Who gets enlightened? Who gets enlightened? Aham Sip, God's will, Krishna, Nikhila, Sundar, Abha, Atmanand, Atmadeep, Soumya, Karma, Sachiv, and Mohan Pujar and Ru Mataji. We stop at Ru Mataji. Cannot continue after that. Administrator, anybody putting their hand up after Ru Mataji, the hand has to be put down. Aham Sip, quickly.
Shivoham, Guruji, I bow down to you and all others Sip on the call. Guruji, what I picked up from your answer to Siva was that our ego is enlightened because body is just an habitat and it works as per the directions of mind and ego. And mind is bundle of thoughts. It cannot be enlightened. So it's ego which gets enlightened.
Okay. But we had not made any conclusion. Your answer I'm noting
but
down
this is
because
what
I want to move.
picked up. This is,
Yeah,
this
okay.
is what I picked up.
Because then what is the ego? If the ego gets enlightened, I'm leaving the thought to you. What is the ego? The ego gets enlightened. Can the ego get enlightened by itself? So good answer. Let me move forward. God's will. Thank you, MSIP. Thank you. Some people are paying a lot of attention. They are the smart ones. God's will.
Shiva, what an interesting conversation. I would go with the previous answer. The ego gets enlightened. This is something you stressed over and over again. If I have one single answer, then I would, in accordance with your previous.
But I have not explained who gets enlightened, I think, till today. If I have explained, then maybe today I change it. But I am always very open. Let me hear everybody. But I noted your answer. Thank you, God's will. Krishna, who gets enlightened?
Sir, Krishna, when Krishna moves from Krishna to Krishna, that's enlightenment. Lower self to higher self.
So who gets enlightened?
Krishna. The lower self is transcendent. Krishna gets enlightenment.
So Krishna is who? Body, mind, ego, soul, who?
All that complex ignorance.
All the complex ignorance. So the ignorance get enlightened. Or the person
it is
who's
dropped.
Krishna.
It is dropped. I am not I. That realization, that intuitive realization is enlightenment.
But
I am Krishna. It's a wrong identity,
So who gets enlightened?
Krishna gets enlightened. Krishna gets enlightened to Krishna.
Okay, good answer. Is very, very good answer. Thank you. So today's interesting conversation. I told you, every Friday we try to have interesting but is it different from what Will and Amship told, or it's the same? That's what I don't know. Krishna, we will discover that. Nikhila, Sundar, Abha, Atmanand.
Yeah. Based on the conversation so far, and also I think your third point of awakening and enlightenment, I am the enlightened ego. So that ego gets enlightened. Even when God's will was saying nobody gets enlightened, it started me thinking nobody gets enlightened. The enlightenment is already there, but all we have to do is realize it, is what I feel.
So according to the answers, ego gets enlightened.
Ego gets enlightened. Yeah.
Okay, I'm noting down your thing because we have many answers. Sundar, Abha, Atmanand, Atmadeep. Who gets quick answers?
Shivam, sir. Yeah, actually, no one gets enlightened.
No one
yes,
gets.
Because it's because if enlightenment happens, then no one remains there. There is nobody, nothing, or nothing gets in enlightenment.
Okay, no one gets. So Sundargiri comes. You're in Nepal, right? Where are you now?
Yeah, I'm from Nepal, sir.
Which place in Nepal are you now?
A little bit far from the Kathmandu Valley, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sundar. Abha and Atmanand. Who gets enlightened? Thank you, Sundar. Good answer. Nobody. Sundar says no.
Yes, I agree with Sundar and Will also that nobody really gets enlightened, but realization is, Upanishad says that the pure consciousness is beyond the mind. I know you object to the word mind, let's call it intellect, is beyond the intellect, and at the same time, it is the intellect only to be realized. It is to be realized only by the intellect. So how do we reconcile these two positions? Intellect needs to be turned away from the world and then focused on Atma, like what happens to the moonlight when it streams back to the sun during the solar eclipse. And yet we cannot say that the moonlight illumines the sun. So basically, it's a conundrum about realization also. Who realizes? It is really partly the mind which realizes. But yes, I know it sounds very good when you say that the ego is the one which gets enlightened. The realization has to be partly the intellect also.
So ultimately, you're giving many answers. Ultimately, who gets enlightened?
Well, ultimately, as Krishna says, Krishna gets enlightened. Basically,
so Abba gets
Abba
enlightened.
gets enlightened. Yes, yes, which
And-
is a mixture
and-
of many things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's see how it goes. Atmanand.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji.
Shivoham.
So I think mine was also similar. So I think the 3 steps of awakening, we say that I'm not the body, so the body cannot get enlightened. I'm not the mind, so I'm taking mind cannot get enlightened. But the third point we say is the ego gets enlightened. But what I feel is ego is also just a ignorance, thinking that whatever I am, this mind body complex. So it is just a realization that I am not that. So it is nothing realizing that I am nothing. So in that process, nobody is getting enlightened.
So you are with Sundargiri and I think with Abba. Abba said, I'm with you. So it's very interesting. No, we have so many answers. We have so many answers. So Atmanand is shuttling between 2 answers. First he said the ego gets enlightened, then he says nobody gets enlightened.
No, but
Atmadeep,
in reality, there's no ego also, right? That's why.
There's no ego?
There's no ego.
There's no
right?
Atmanand? There's no Atmanand?
No,
There
the
is
ego is just
Atmanand.
entity of Anand, right?
But it's there, no? So either Anand gets enlightened or Atmanand gets enlightened, or the one who is called the body, mind, ego, or the soul, or somebody gets enlightened. If nobody
Maybe
gets
that
enlightened, then we are idiots coming on this call.
No, it's just a realization.
That
I think
realization
that
is enlightenment.
we,
That realization,
realizing.
no, the realization
Okay,
is enlightenment.
I'll
Okay, thank you. Let's hear Atmadeep.
listen.
Atmadeep, we will get the answer out soon.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Pranam. Boliye.
So far, I am confused because I thought ego will be the one, but I think ego, though, as you have mentioned, ejects God out. Then these BME elements, complexities will be there along with the then the seeker, ultimately seeker will be enlightened according to me, because the one who is on the path will be enlightened, otherwise nobody can be there other than
The
that.
seeker, the jigyasu is enlightened. Soumya, thank you, Atmadeep. Soumya, Karma, Mohan, Rumataji, and Siri. I have Siri, one more new, and Rekha. But up to 8:30, we'll go quickly. Come on, Siri and Rekha, if the time is there. Soumya?
Yeah, Shivam Guruji.
Sure.
So before
who gets
answering, I
enlightened?
just want to mention that can you also clarify one thing? Always the money power is associated with ego, and it is also somewhere there is also something like it is might be ego that drives us to earn more, work hard, or something. This thing. Can you clarify at the end also something relation with ego and the money power?
Yeah, we can clarify, but if there's
Yeah.
otherwise you can even make note and ask me tomorrow, because if we miss it, we can ask tomorrow.
Sure.
But go ahead. Who gets
Sure,
enlightened
sure.
according to you?
Yeah, ego. I feel ego is something that gets enlightened.
Okay. Thank you. Ego gets
Thank
enlightened.
you.
Karma, Mohan, Rumataji, Siri, and Rekha. Sridhar. Come on. Let's hope we have time for all of you. Who gets enlightened?
As per AiR philosophy, your philosophy, ego gets enlightened. I want to break it further. It's the identity which gets enlightened. I am this, daughter of this, studying this, all that.
But identity is ego, right? Ego is nothing but identity.
In
Yes.
psychological terms, yes. In psychological terms, it is ego which gets enlightened, and as per your philosophy also. But I wanted to bifurcate it because usually ego is taken it as ahankar. So wahan confusion na ho. So I wanted to just specify this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Mohan, Rumataji, Siri, Rekha, Sridhar. Let's go. Mohan, who gets
good
enlightened?
evening. Love you, Guruji, and love to all the ships, in our group.
Yes, very good.
I personally feel that, the person who feels that, he is not the body, he is not the mind, he gets enlightened. I think, that is the bottom line, whatever you have been telling us, But, he should be in the conscious mode all the time, 24/7, 365 days. Unless, he is conscious of these things, he will not be an enlightened person. Around the clock, he should be. Yeah.
Okay, the person means like how I think Krishna said Krishna. I think Atmanand also said Krishna or Ashwin. I don't know who joined Krishna and saying Krishna gets enlightened, I get enlightened. So okay, so interesting. Interesting. We have got Ru Mataji. Ru Tanu is there, but Ru Mataji. I don't know. I'm confused. Which ego is there?
Shivam Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, Ritu is there.
Ritu. Who gets enlightened? Come on, today we have reversed. I have not spoken for 30 minutes today. You are speaking first. Who gets enlightened?
Guruji, the soul is already enlightened. The ego is part of the mind, and mind does not exist, so nothing gets enlightened.
So then we are wasting time. We have donkeys. We are all donkeys. Who gets enlightened? There's nobody.
No. Who is in the grace of God and in the hands of Guru and sip in the lip gets enlightened.
Okay. The one who has grace of God and hands of the Guru. Siri, what are you going to say, Siri? Thank you. Ritu.
The Jivatma gets enlightened.
Now, Siri is trying to hit a sixer. The Jivatma gets enlightened. The Jivatma. You and your friend Krishna now are same or different? Is Krishna Jivatma or Krishna not Jivatma? I don't know. Or
I don't know. The Jivatma, that is the soul with the energy. That is Jivatma, the one which gives the energy to that soul. They both get enlightened. Jivatma.
So soul needs enlightenment.
Jivatma gets enlightenment. That is the word. Because Jivatma goes with Paramatma. It merges with Paramatma. It's a part of Paramatma. It comes, it realizes.
That
so
means Jivatma
gets
the Jivatma gets enlightened means the Jivatma means body. Body gets enlightened, mind gets enlightened, ego gets enlightened,
No,
soul
the
gets
Atma
enlightened.
in the Jiva, because the Atma is inside the Jiva. So when that both the Jiva and the Atma, it gets enlightened. Jivatma gets enlightened.
Jiva plus Atma. Unique answer. Jiva plus Atma. Rekha, who gets enlightened? Quickly, Rekha, Sridhar, Shivoham, and Rumataji.
Shivomer.
Yes,
Even
Rekha,
I
who gets
wanted to say
enlightened?
Jivatma. Jivatma, I wanted to say.
Okay, unique answer. Sridhar, who gets enlightened? Sridhar. Yaru.
Shivam Guruji. Guruji, ego gets enlightened, Guruji. Ego.
Hoda, who told you? Who told you?
Guruji, I am not a body, I am not a mind. Ego gets enlightened, Guruji.
So you're going by Atmanand. But Atmanand only changed. Atmanand told ego, then he changed. No, you are following the same method.
No, Guruji, ego gets enlightened, Guruji.
Okay, thank you. Sachiv, who gets enlightened? Sachiv is supposed to be an enlightened person. Let us ask Sachiv, who he speaks like completely enlightened. Yes, sir.
Shivam, Guruji, the Atma, divine soul in the person, enlightened, and the one who started to see everywhere, sip in everyone, starts to serve sip in everyone, one he gets only enlightened. And the person who's in surrender form.
I didn't hear your first answer. So who gets enlightened?
The first answer is that Guruji that said that the Atma, the Atma inside the person, the divine soul gets the enlightenment. And enlightenment. And then along with that, the person who starts to see sip in everyone, the one who's himself a sip gets enlightened. Who's completely in a surrender form, as you know.
Admit that, Sudha, maybe the old Sudha. Okay. Okay, I'm for the first time we have got an answer from you. We went to Siri and saying Jivatma and Rekha, and now Sachiv is saying not a Jivatma, only Atma. As if Atma needs to be enlightened. That time, I'm not sure how Sachiv is telling. But Rumataji, God's will. We will end with these two. Rumataji, God's will.
Guruji, Shivam. Guruji, Jivatma gets enlightened.
जीवात्मा आप भी श्री के साथ बोल रहे हैं श्री एंड रेखा ओके God's will what is the will of God?
So the question is, who is enlightenment enlightened.
Who gets enlightened?
The
Who gets
question,
enlightened?
well, you said who is or who gets, but
Same thing. Yeah, okay, who is? No problem.
Who is SIP. SIP is enlightened.
No, not like that. That's why we have not asked who is enlightened. Then you'll say Buddha is enlightened. No, who gets enlightened?
That was my answer. If I have it, then I have to say avidya, one or the other, but you're not allowed.
Good. Avidya is a good answer. Avidya is a good answer. Good answer. But avidya is not a Coca-Cola bottle that can get enlightened. Avidya is ignorance. And ignorance is in the Jivatma. And so that means you're saying Jivatma, which is many people have said. My dear Shivoham, last comment. Thank you, God's will. It's my time.
Shivoham, Sarji.
Yes, Shivoham.
Sarji, Atma is always enlightened, Sarji. It does. It will not get.
See,
it is always.
But Sachiv is telling Atma.
The Jiva will get enlightened.
The Jiva. See, Ashok is coming out with a new thing. Jiva. Is the Jiva like Krishna? Is the Jiva like Rekha? Is the
like
Jiva
Shivoham? Like Shivoham.
Shivoham is Sip. Shivoham is Sip. So, my dear friends, let us now get started. Thank you, Shivoham. So, first of all, does anybody get enlightened? The first question, does anybody get enlightened? Of course. If nobody gets enlightened, then we are all donkeys sitting here going for spiritual retreats and coming every day on Zoom call. Enlightenment is a real thing. Enlightenment is a very real, very important thing. But what is this enlightenment? What is enlightenment? Enlightenment means to switch on the light. Switch on the light. So when you switch on the light, then who gets enlightened? Is it the body? How can the body? Body is only 5 elements. Body cannot get enlightened. Then who is it? It's not the body. Is it the mind? There is no mind. So is it the body and mind, the jiva? Some people said, Shivoham said, no, body and mind, jiva. And Siri told, how can jiva be without atma? Jiva means jiva, atma. Atma also has to be there. So that means body, mind, all, including atma, they all get enlightened. So let us quickly conclude today. And then I'll give you 5 minutes to ask the question. At the end, if somebody wants to ask, I will finish fast. Today, 15 minutes, I will try to finish. We often ask the question, who gets enlightened? Body, mind, ego, human being, who? The question is only, this question is not understood by ordinary beings. This is only for awakened beings. If you ask Google, like God's will, if you ask Google, who is enlightened? Google will say, Buddha. Buddha is enlightened. So immediately God's will, he said, who is enlightened? He says, the Buddha is enlightened. Or they will say Guru Nanak is enlightened. Or so Buddha is not enlightened. I released a reel recently. I don't know whether they've released the reel. Released or not released the reel? I don't know. In the reel, I said, Buddha is not enlightened. Have you seen that reel of mine? Have I released the reel? The Bliko, the reel says, Buddha is not enlightened. People get scared. Buddha is not enlightened. I said, Buddha is not enlightened. Siddhartha Gautama is enlightened to become Buddha. Buddha is not enlightened. So if you're thinking Buddha is enlightened, no, Buddha is not enlightened. Siddhartha Gautama became enlightened to be called the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama became Buddha. But we get carried away. Who gets enlightened? I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was brought about by Shiva. Shiva is there on the call or Shiva is not there on the call? Shiva brought about the question and Shiva said, who gets enlightened? And this call is coming from Shiva. If Shiva is on the call, we'll give him a chance to speak if he wants to speak. Who gets enlightened? I remember that day I told him the answer and he was not clear. And some people wrote down the answer and they said, oh, you already told Shiva something. And they caught that. I told some smart people are making notes. So, and they are serious about it. But can the body get enlightened? Body cannot get enlightened. It's made of 5 elements. Can the mind get enlightened? Mind doesn't exist. Mind is misery, ignorance, negativity, and desire. Then who the hell gets enlightened? Somebody said Atma. Atma. How can the Atma get enlightened? Atma is soul. Soul is Sip. How can Sip be enlightened? How can Atma, if Atma is Paramatma, then how can Atma get enlightened? So today we are under this. In one song I wrote, नाम गुम जाएगा जब ये तन मिट्टी हो जाएगा अमर आत्मा मेरी पहचान है एहसास गर हो. You have heard me talking 100 times, 1,000 times on the subject. What I said, नाम में है क्या ये तो मैं नहीं जो भी आज मेरा कल मेरा नहीं अहंकार जब जागृत हो तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं. How many times you heard अहंकार जागृत होना है. अमर आत्मा मेरी पहचान है. My dear friends, enlightenment means awakening. It is awakening that I am not Krishna. I am Krishna. I am not I. I am not the body that will die. I am not the mind which nobody can find. But I am. Who am I? Immediately the mind tells, you are the soul. Then the soul gets enlightened. Does the soul get enlightened? How can the soul get enlightened? Soul is already enlightened. Then who? The I. The I is avidya. The I is ignorant. The I thinks I am I. When the I thinks I am I, then that I will die. And that me will not be free. It will carry karma and it will come back. And this will go on and on. Then who realizes neti neti tattvamasi? Who realizes? You will say it is consciousness. No, consciousness cannot be enlightened. The intellect is a tool. So even Premchandji know the answer. Premchandji also said the answer correctly. He said, I. Premchandji said the word I. I am enlightened. When Premchandji understands I am not body, I am not mind, I am the soul. Who understands, who realizes I am the soul? I realize. Oh, I kaun hai? That I can be Krishna. That I can be the ego. That I can be the ignorant jiva. But we must be very clear. In today's call, before I close, no confusion, only conclusion. In this call, we only simplify. We don't make things complicated. We will simplify. Tattvamasi neti neti तुम हो वही ये नहीं महावाक्य ये कहता है यही सच में तू आत्मा तन मन नहीं. Who realizes I am the Atma? I am not body. I am not mind. Who is the one who is enlightened? I am not I. दिखने में क्या तन मन बदन बुद्धि पर तू ये नहीं एक आत्मा तू ही मरने के बाद तू जाएगा कहाँ तन जलता आत्मा जलता नहीं जलती नहीं एहसास होगा जब आत्मा तू है जग की मोह माया से बच के तब निकलेगा तू ही. Tattvamasi, that thou art, not this, not this, not this, not this. So you got the answer by now? It is the ego that becomes the enlightened ego. It is the ego that says, I am not Krishna, I am Krishna. It is the ego. The ego gets enlightened. The ego be very clear. I was asking Siva's in the call or not. The ego is the one that is ignorant. The ignorant ego, the false self, the false identity, the I, the capital I, gets enlightened. To say what? मैं क्या हूं कुछ भी नहीं, सब कुछ तू ही है प्रभु, तुम बिन मैं क्या कुछ भी ना, लहर एक हूं मैं प्रभु, आता मैं जाता प्रभु, तू है समुंदर सारा, तुझ में समाता प्रभु, तुझी से मैं आया कुछ भी ना. I am the spark of unique life. My dear friends, at the moment of death, when the soul departs, the soul is united with the Supreme because there is liberation after realization of the truth. The ego that is enlightened realizes, why was I born? The ego realizes, I was born because I had karma, unsettled karma. The mind and ego that does not exist, appears to exist because of avidya, ignorance, carries karma, unsettled karma, and takes new birth. The soul is not enlightened. The soul doesn't need to be enlightened. The soul is a spark of unique life. The soul is Sip. As long as we live with ignorance as the body, the actor, the mind and ego, the director, we will continue to be gone and reborn. When the ego is enlightened, when we still the mind, we kill the mind, we realize we are not the body. In that moment, the enlightened ego realizes, I am the soul, the immortal soul. So, my dear friends, at death, there is no mind. At death, there is no mind. The enlightened ego, the realized soul, becomes one with Sip, the supreme immortal power. Then we achieve our purpose. Let us be clear. At death, if the ego is not enlightened, at death, if the ego is not enlightened, then out of ignorance, the mind and the ego will carry karma and return to earth in a rebirth. In fact, this is the secret of life, the very purpose of life, to realize I am the soul, I am Sip. This is enlightenment. Today's session is to help you realize who gets enlightened. Not the body, not the mind. Who? Not the soul. It is I. It is I get enlightened. I, the ego. I realize I am not I. I realize I am the soul. That's why in one song I say, na tan hu, na man hu, na main ahankar, पैदा ना हुआ मैं कभी ना मरता, मैं क्या हूँ आत्मा हूँ अमर आत्मा. Who realizes? मैं तन मन अहंकार नहीं हूं, मैं आत्मा. Who realizes I am आत्मा? Who realizes? The ego. ना मैं पांच तत्व जिससे तन बना, ना मैं मन हूं, मन तो कहीं भी है ना, लोभ मोह ईर्षा करता है ये अहंकार, अहंकार नहीं हूं मैं तो आत्मा. What is enlightenment? This is one line. Enlightenment says, अहंकार नहीं हूं मैं तो आत्मा, ना करता मैं कुछ भी, करता सब परमात्मा, मैं तन मन अहंकार नहीं हूं मैं आत्मा. My dear friends, don't get into the big confusion who gets enlightened. Many people think soul. Somebody said soul, Atma gets enlightened. Atma is Paramatma. Atma cannot. Atma is not reborn. Atma does not get enlightened. It is common to think Jeev Atma. Jeev Atma cannot get enlightened. Siri, sorry, but Jeev Atma, Siri, Jiva cannot get enlightened. The Jiva is not capable. The one who gets enlightened is the ego. Ego that says I. The ego is enlightened. So today, understand the simple truth, realize the truth. You only have to. That's why when Atmanand said so clearly, Atmanand told, oh, as per your book, very clear, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the enlightened ego. He gave the answer. Then he slipped. He said something else. No, it is that the ego that has to get enlightened. So, my dear friends, let us conclude and give you time for answering questions. Abha, Soumya, Rashmi, and Atmadeep, my conclusion. Who gets enlightened? I get enlightened. I was ignorant. I carried karma with the mind. The mind and me, the ego, me, was born because of karma. When I realized there is no mind, when I still the mind and kill the mind, when I realize the body will die and return to dust, when I realize I, the self is the right answer also. The true self, the real self. I am the soul. In that moment, I am free from karma. In the moment of that enlightenment, I am free from karma. In the moment of death, I will become one with Prabhu. Prabhu Pana, यही enlightenment. प्रभु को है पाना, प्रभु को है पाना. Huh? The purpose of human life is this. So we have another 10 minutes to close. This sandwich session of Friday, first time I changed the session. See, Sip told me today, shut up, don't talk. Let everybody talk. So I let you all talk first. And today I spoke second. Abha, Soumya, Rashmi, Atmadeep. We have 10 minutes to close. Abha.
I'm not confused about the fact that ego gets in. I'm totally clear that
I get enlightened.
Yeah, but I'm also, I get enlightened, that's fine. And I know that Atma is not, Atma is Paramatma. I'm very clear about that. But I'm still confused about the fact, who is I? Because I is also a bundle of...
Okay, listen to me carefully.
No, just one moment.
Continue.
Because I involves a bit of intellect also, which is a tool. You're right about that it is a tool. But it is that which is ignorant, and intellect, ego is ignorant, and intellect actually, through knowledge, brings the knowledge in. Intellect brings the knowledge in, and that's the beginning of seeking. And then enlightenment. So intellect is also needed for the enlightenment.
Absolutely.
Okay, then I'm clear. Yeah.
But let me, you brought about a very beautiful point. So listen it out now. You brought about a very important point. So Abha, the I is normally I. What is I? I is ignorant. The I out of 8 billion people, 99.99% think I am I.
Correct.
Enlightenment is enlightenment is realizing I am not I. So, for example, are you clear you are Abha or your name is Abha?
My name is Abha.
And you're clear that you're not this body, one day you will leave this body.
Absolutely.
And you're also clear there is no mind.
Absolutely. This is where I get a little confused because you have very strict definitions of mind.
Listen to me, and today it will help you. It will help you a lot if you listen to me carefully. So you are alive or you're not alive?
Sorry, yes.
You're alive.
Yeah.
You're alive, right? So who's the one who's alive?
Well, I guess you could say a bundle of prana, but who's alive is Atma, I guess. I don't know.
Atma will always be alive. Who's alive is Abha, right? Abha is alive.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, but that is again a bundle of everything. It is
correct.
yeah.
Now, please don't think anything. Only listen. Don't think.
Okay, all right.
Don't think. I'm telling you, don't think. Only listen. Don't
Okay,
think.
stopped.
Now listen to me. And as I'm telling Abha, everybody listen as per your point of view. Okay, so just listen. So I am Abha and I am alive. But I have understood after coming on this call very clearly that I am not Abha. My name is Abha. And this body is mine. I am in this body, but one day I will definitely leave this body and I will go.
Correct.
Who will leave this body and go, Abba? Now only answer my question. Who will leave the body and go?
Well, the soul and
soul.
probably the mind
The soul.
too.
No, there is no mind. Now, okay, now
Yeah, okay,
so,
but if I have
so tell me
created karmas, then it will be mind as well.
1 minute.
Okay.
Do you have mind?
This is this is
Do you
there.
have, do you have, no, do you have a mind?
I
Do you
don't.
have a-
I no to become. I don't have mind. Just like actually, even the ego is not there, in a way.
Wait.
Is
Now your mind is
constructed by
playing.
the mind. It is constructed by the mind.
No,
Ego is
no.
constructed by the mind.
Abha, ego is an identity that your name is Abha. Ego is
Okay.
real or ego is not there?
Okay, my identity of that is there, but that identity is a mixture of many things.
Correct. So in the many things, are you the body or you will leave the body?
I'll leave the body.
Are you the mind or there's no real mind, only thoughts?
Thoughts.
So you are not the body and there's no mind.
Correct.
But who will leave this body and go?
The soul.
So who are you in reality?
The soul.
The soul. Now, who is getting this enlightenment that I am not the body and mind, I am the soul? Who is getting this enlightenment?
The identity.
Correct. That identity is the ego that thinks I am I.
Yeah.
Are you very clear about it? Very, very, very clear about it?
I'm clear, but I need the tool of the intellect to understand that.
That means your mind is coming and entering from the back door. It's very clear. The one who gets enlightened is only the I.
Yeah,
When
I totally agree with that. I agree with that. Except to understand that, I need the intellect too.
You cannot understand. You cannot understand. You have to realize.
Realize that's it. And
The
this is
moment
where what I read about that was, and I mean, I'm again, even the Upanishads say that it is the mind cannot understand or intellect cannot understand the Atma, but at the same time, it is only the intellect which can. So there's a paradox there. It's called the paradox, and it's explained through the solar eclipse.
There is no paradox. The intellect is needed. What you're saying is correct. The intellect is needed for Abha to say, I am not Abha, my name is Abha.
Correct.
I am not this body. One day I will leave this body.
Yeah.
I am not the mind. There is no mind. Who's doing all this? Who's helping you do all this?
Intellect.
Correct. So you use the tool of the intellect.
Right.
And
That's all. Then I'm clear.
And then you get the spark. What do you get the spark? What's the spark?
Yeah, that's fine. That I am soul. Yeah.
That's all. You can't understand this. But the moment you realize it, it's over. Finished.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But to the journey, you do need that.
Yeah, but once the journey is over, the journey is over.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed.
Let me, I saw a very beautiful video. Let me quickly tell you before I close.
Okay.
There was, everybody pay attention, very, very beautiful video I saw. Please pay attention. Somebody took a torch. Somebody took a torch and went into a departmental store.
Mm-hmm.
So when they went to the departmental store, they put a torch on an umbrella. They put a torch on a cap. They put a torch on a shirt. And they were seeing all these things. But after seeing for half an hour, 1 hour, they were confused. Where am I? I saw one cap. I saw only one torch, one beam of light. And suddenly, the
The main lights
departmental
came
store
on.
switched on all the lights. And that person saw 1 lakh square feet of merchandise.
Correct.
So now, when you switch off the lights, are you still thinking you're holding a torch and you're watching the umbrella, or do you
No.
know where you are now?
Of course. No, I agree. I agree with that
The moment
analogy.
the moment you're switched on the lights, the moment the floodlights come on and you've seen the departmental store, you are no more needing the torch to think whether I'm seeing a
Totally.
umbrella or a.
Yeah, I
This
agree.
is enlightenment. Enlightenment is just that spark,
Yeah.
that light. I am not the body. I am not Krishna. I am Krishna. I am not Ravi. I am air. Once I realize I am air, nothing in the world can change it.
Yes.
And if I don't realize, nothing in the world can make me air.
Yeah.
Okay? Are you handling? I think she's lost the administration. Okay, quick, Soumya, Rashmi, Atmadeep. I explained everything in Abha's answer, so I hope nobody will have much doubt. Soumya, Rashmi, Atmadeep, and Gurpreet. We'll end with Gurpreet.
Yes, Guruji. We do understand that I'm not the body, but at the same time we should take care of the body as it is the temple
Of course.
of Sip,
Of
and
course.
we are not the mind. But also we should work it means we should work on eliminating the toxic thoughts.
Yes.
And I am the enlightened ego means I should work on I'm not I.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Guruji. That is what I
You,
wanted to confirm.
my dear Soumya, that
Yeah.
realization will come like the departmental store example. You heard carefully what I said?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What Abha told, you need a torch to keep, for the torch is the intellect. The intellect will keep on looking here, there. But when the enlightenment happens, the light will come on. Boom!
Yes.
Then you no more need the torch because you have realized who you are. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Rashmi, Atmadeep, Gurpreet. 3 more questions before we end today. Rashmi, Atmadeep, Gurpreet. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Rashmi.
Yeah, Shivham Guruji. Means basically, I prevent enlightenment because is create illusion and it is separation from existence. When it is connect with as a whole, like a state of complete naturalness, that is you said enlightenment. Because you are saying
Yes.
I is enlightenment, ego is enlightenment. So
Yes.
ego and I is connected to whole as a one, complete oneness. So that is
Yes.
enlightened.
Yes, but the body cannot be enlightened and the mind
Yeah,
does
that is
not exist.
that I is illusion. Basically, that I is illusion when you are
Yeah.
in saying body.
When I am enlightened, then I am not body, mind, ego. I am soul. The I is enlightened. Okay, Atmadeep.
Yeah.
Hope it is clear to everybody. If not clear tomorrow, you can ask again. But I hope we must be absolutely clear. In life, if somebody asks who is enlightened, I am enlightened. Who's the I? My ego. I am enlightened. Ego. Yes, Atmadeep and Gurpreet.
Yeah, I have 2, 3 questions, but I will ask only one. As you have mentioned death, so death will be the only thing that where we won't continue our life in this body, and we will actually have to like what I'm saying, हमें like death से पहले enlightened होना है. That what it is, and if so, then death will be just the occurrence of something which is
Death is
normal.
liberation. Then death is liberation. मैं नहीं मरता हूं बस ये तन मरता है रोना नहीं मेरे मौत पे जश्न तुम मनाना. Death becomes a
Then
celebration.
okay, then death will be celebration, but will there be a step-by-step approach, or the way you mentioned it, like a departmental store light example, it will
No,
happen in one go?
it's one boom. It's one light. Boom comes on like that.
So even after, which means like you have like last call was about practical science of what keeping you away from. So is it like after this we will have all the answers, like no worry, no stress, nothing will be there, all peace,
Absolutely.
something like that?
See, absolutely. We can continue tomorrow.
But
But one who's enlightened is enlightened, and one who's not
then life
enlightened is not enlightened.
challenges, then life challenges and everything in general, it will continue
What?
till the death. Life
No,
will be there.
you have got too many questions. Continue tomorrow
Sorry.
because today time is over. Okay, Gurpreet. But I'm very clear what I said. Practical steps. The one who is enlightened is enlightened. The one who is not enlightened is going to struggle. Is going to struggle through life. Gurpreet, yes, quick comment, Gurpreet.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam, bolo, Gurpreet.
Sir, there's something I would like to understand, sir. Like I say कि we are following you very well. ऐसे ही चल कर रहे हैं follow जैसे आप कह रहे हैं. But the thing is कि we enlighten our ego. मतलब अगर I'm following your step and I enlighten your ego but I'm not the divine instrument. Like I don't achieve all those things to the enlightenment. But like the third step is the enlightening the ego. When you feel you're not the body, you're not the mind, and you go towards the third step, that enlightening the ego, and you don't cover the next steps towards the enlightenment and the liberation. So where do I stand, sir? Just
You're on the way. When you're flying from Delhi to Bombay, you're in the middle
Yes.
in the middle of the
I-
flight, the
I-
flight is up in the sky,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
you are
sir.
you are nowhere. You have to land.
So the next thing is that let's assume that I leave my body, sir, at that point of time. Just an assumption, sir. या मैं अपनी बॉडी छोड़ देता हूँ और मैं अभी वो शुरू के स्टेप्स में ही हूँ और
You
दो
have to come back. You have to come back to
Yeah.
finish the steps.
Then what we say, sir, वो जो that part of soul which is aligned with ego or that is enlightened, but
Your
then that's
question needs a lot of time, not at the end of the call. So tomorrow we continue. You can ask me the question tomorrow. With folded hands, I bow down to you, my dear friends. I hope you are enlightened egos, and I hope that if you are not even awakened about this, then there's a problem. Then you must ask me tomorrow. But if you are awakened and you are not enlightened, then also you should ask me tomorrow. So I think the last message is, अच्छा तो हम चलते हैं, फिर कब मिलोगे, कल हम मिलेंगे 8 o'clock पर. Bye bye.